Hey, what's going on everyone, PhoxTrotz here, and today I am bringing you guys some Bad Company 2 Vietnam gameplay. Now today I am playing some Conquest on Hill 137, and as you guys can probably tell, I am using the AK-47. Now this gameplay is only around 7 minutes long. The original game was like 12 minutes long or something like that, but I cut it down. I got rid of some of the parts where I was just running around not really doing anything. But like I said, it's only 7 minutes long. It's pretty entertaining. My final score is like 16-3, I think, something like that. It was a pretty good score in my opinion. We really destroyed this team. Like at the end, we had like 150 tickets left when they had 0. Like they did not put up much of a fight, but I thought it was an entertaining game, so I figured I'd upload this for you guys. But I don't really want to talk about the gameplay too much. I kind of wanted to cover a topic that I had, and I also wanted to talk about myself a little bit, because this is my first video on Pixel Enemy, so I doubt many of you guys have heard of me. But yeah, so my username, my gamer tag is PhoxTrotz. My real name is Mike. You guys can call me whatever you want, it really doesn't matter to me. But I'm 16 years old, and I've been making videos since September, early September, late August, sometime around there. So I've been doing this for around 5-6 months or something like that. I post mainly Call of Duty and Bad Company 2. Right now it's mainly Black Ops, but I do want to start posting more Bad Company 2 in the future. But that's really all I want to talk about myself today. I have a topic, and like I said before, this game isn't very long. So let's get right into the topic. So the topic I wanted to cover today is tips for Conquest. Now, I know some of you guys are probably pros at this game, and the tips I'm going to give you aren't really going to help you, but there are some people who really don't know how to play Conquest that well. I know there's a lot of people who come over from Call of Duty who don't even know how it works. Let me explain that. The first thing I want to talk about is how Conquest works. Now, like I said before, a lot of people come over from Call of Duty and they think this is basically domination. And while it is somewhat like domination, it is very different. The way the scoring works is every kill is a ticket. If you get a kill, the other team loses a ticket. If you die, your team loses a ticket. But besides from that, there's also a bleed effect. Basically what that means is depending on how many flags you have, the other team will lose tickets. I don't know what the rate is, like how often they lose tickets, but I know if you have 2 flags and the other team has 1, they will be losing tickets faster than you. So it's a good idea to control 2 flags or 3 flags, depending on how many flags are on the map. But like I was saying before, each kill is a ticket, so killing is actually a really important part of Conquest. Like in Call of Duty, in Domination, you can just hop on a flag 10 times, and if you cap it, you've done your job. Well, in Conquest, if you die 10 times and cap the flag once, you're not really helping your team that much, because you just lost your team 10 tickets. And that's why it is also important to have like slayers on your team, kill whores, whatever you want to call them. It is important to have people who are just killing in Conquest. I'm not saying have like 8 people being slayers or kill whores, but it is important to have a few, because if the other team is getting killed over and over again, they're going to be losing tickets fairly fast, and they're not going to be able to cap flags, so your team is mainly going to dominate them pretty bad. And it's a good idea to have some people who are just designated as killers or slayers or whatever you want to call them. But on to the next tip, smoke. I think smoke grenades and like smoke, what's it called, like underbarrel smokes, I don't know what they're called. I'm kind of a noob at Battlefield. I wouldn't say noob, but I'm not insanely experienced, but I do play it quite often. But like I was saying, smoke is very important in Conquest, at least in my opinion. I know some people who don't like using smoke, but I really like using smoke. If you use the smoke for the assault kit, you can just take it out, throw it on the flag, shoot 2 or 3 on there, and it'll be pretty easy to cap a flag. I mean, the other team really won't be able to see you that well. They'll probably have to throw nades in there. They might just spray randomly, but smoke is a great tip for capping flags. It really helps you out, and you can also use the smoke, what's it called? The smoke, like, specialization for vehicles. Another good tip is to get into a tank and just roll up onto a flag and deploy your smoke. You don't even really need smoke if you have a tank, because people are probably going to see you regardless if you're in a tank. But tanks are a great way to cap flags. A lot of the times, I'm playing defense and I'll see a tank, and if you have an assault kit, if you have a medic kit, there's really nothing you can do. Like, you cannot take that guy out. If he doesn't get out of his tank, there's really nothing you can do to stop him from capping that flag. You can stand on the flag and no one will cap it, but he's probably going to kill you, seeing as he is in a tank. But like I was saying, I think a tank is a great tool for capping flags, especially on maps where there are a ton of tanks. There are some maps where it's infantry only for Conquest, like what's that one map called? Nelson Bay. I think that map's infantry only. I'm trying to think of some others. I can't think of any others that are infantry only, but those maps, smoke isn't as important. It can still be very useful if you're using the assault kit, but on maps where there are a lot of vehicles, using the vehicle specialization for smoke is very important, and it can really help you guys out. On this map, there are no vehicles as far as I know. There might be PBRs. I can't remember. I think there are, yeah, there are PBRs in this map, but you can't cap a flag with a PBR. As far as I know, you might be able to cap B. I've never actually tried that, but you might be able to do that. But anyway, let's see. There's only about a minute left. I might have time for a few more tips. Let's just get in one more. Recon players can also be very important. I'm not saying have bush Wookiees camping back in the map, but if you have a recon person who's using a shotgun and they're throwing motion sensors on flags, they can be very useful. It's very hard to cap a flag when there's like 3 or 4 enemies sitting around it. It can be very, very hard to see them, and you'll just run onto the flag, get killed. But if you have recon guys throwing motion sensors, and you have assault guys resupplying their motion sensors, it can be very useful, and it can really help you cap flags pretty easily. But that's the end of the game, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The final score is 16-3, like I said. Yeah, so that's about it for today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to check out my channel, the link will be in the description. I would greatly appreciate it if you guys would come over to my channel if you enjoyed this kind of content. You know, come to my channel, check it out, subscribe if you want to. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.